Alright guys, today I'm just going to go through the first half of my Cthulhu nails. If you're on Instagram you might have seen them already. Basically I've split the video into two because I do an inlaid design and then I also do some hand painted art on top. So this video is for the inlaid design if you're interested in seeing that, which is similar to what I've got on my nails in this video. It's going to be mostly glitter ombres with the abalone shell or paua shell, whichever you prefer to call it, and also some black and green marbles. So I'm going to just talk you through how I did the underlying design, and then the next video will be the hand painted art. So I've already gone ahead and done some all my prep, all my, laying down my clear layer, sculpted out and everything. So I'm just going to go ahead with the design now. So I'm laying down a thin layer of green. This is just a base colour for my glitter, so it's kind of just generally in the same family of colour. The glitter's quite a bit darker. So I'm just laying this down. This is actually lime green from Naio nails, and then the glitter I'm using is just like a basic green mini glitter, and I've literally no idea where I bought it from. I've had it for ages. It's just in a plain pot, so I couldn't tell you. So yeah, so I just apply that with a tiny bit of clear acrylic, and I'll just flatten this out. So my preference with glitter is that it lays flat. I think the sort of shine's consistent. Then I find that if I don't flatten the glitter out, I get shadows in the I get like a pattern of shadows, which I'm not a fan of. So I always pat it completely flat when I'm using a micro glitter. But that is just my preference. Obviously, if you wanted a different effect, you could leave it sort of crunchy, like how it goes on, and then you'd get more sort of shadows and highlights and stuff. But I actually just prefer it to be sort of a solid metallic, as if it's like the paint on a car. So once that's been applied, I'm going to come straight in with the black. I don't wait for it to dry or anything, I ain't bothered. If you really wanted a good separation, you could let that dry before you go ahead and put the black on. Obviously bear in mind I've already got a clear layer down. I would not put black straight on the nail. For one, it won't stick, because it's not very adhesive. It's not very good for sticking to the natural nail, and also it'd stain really bad. So I try to avoid putting any really bright or pigmented colours directly on the nail plate. So I'm just getting my ombre smooth. I'm trying my best to be neat around the cuticle, but with black it is very difficult because it's so pigmented. It can be a bit runny. It's very similar to how a white plays, so it's a bit awkward. But yeah, so I do my best with the cuticles. Also, when you cap in a black near the cuticle, you have to make sure that you cap all the way up to the cuticle so that all the black is covered, because black does not file the same as clear. And if you've got a clear layer and then a little bit of black poking out the back, that black's just going to disappear while you're filing the clear. It'll be gone. So I always make sure that I cap completely to the back. Just using a small bead of clear now to stick the abalone shells on. I bought this off eBay, and it's literally the abalone that the inlay guitars with. It comes as a little sheet, and I just sort of snap it up. It's got an adhesive back layer as well, but I don't worry about that. It's covered. You'd have to peel something off, so I just don't peel it off, and that way it doesn't interfere with my curing or anything like that. So I'm just going to cap this with clear now. As I said, you'll see what I mean about going right to the back. Like, I literally cap right up to the cuticle, which I wouldn't ordinarily do with, say, I don't know, so anything except glitter really, and black. I always cap the black right to the back, or any really vibrant colours like a red acrylic or something like that. So I'll just get that cap now, just trying to get my structure in, using the belly of my brush to flatten it out. It's a really hot day when I did these, not as hot as it is now, but it was setting a bit quicker than I'm used to, so it would be in a bit of a pain, so we're having to press a bit harder than normal. I'm just making sure I've got enough product at the tip so that I don't end up with a dip. checking my structure, making sure it's right. Just let that set a bit while I get the next one started, and then we'll get a pinching tool on there. So this is going to be the marble nail, so I've double dipped. Green first, black second, always lightest colour first, otherwise you just lose it. And I'm just going to go around the cuticle and drag it down the nail. It doesn't need to look pretty, it just needs to fill that back area up so there's no gaps. Get that layer nice and flat, and then come in with the more beads. So I'm not double dipping on this marble, I'm coming in individually. So I'm doing black, the lime green, and I'm also putting clear in as well, just because I think it just adds a bit of depth to it. I don't know why, I just like it. Then I'm going to bring my brush to a point and just give it a quick swirl through. Try not to think too much about it, and try not to do the same movement every time either, otherwise it kind of looks like a reoccurring pattern, and that's not what I want. I mean, obviously if that's what you want, then fair enough, but it's not what I'm after. I'm after more of a natural looking marble, or I don't know how to describe it. Authentic, I guess, I don't know. Natural, random, I don't know how you describe it. I just want something that looks kind of naturally occurring, I don't know. There's a word for it and I can't think of it. It's gone. Yeah, this one came out a little bit too black, so I'll just go in and add a little bit of green. You can always just bob a little extra on, as long as you've not let it get too thick. I try and keep it pretty thin. If you're working with really thin consistency beads, it will stay quite thin because it'll sort of self-level a little bit. And then anywhere where there's green, I'm just coming in and putting on some of the green glitter, because obviously the green that I've used for the marbles not the colour that I want a slightly darker green, so I'm just covering it with the glitter. So it gives a nice effect. It gives kind of like a smoky marble effect. It's cute. And then I'm just going to go ahead and cap that. Again, capping right to the back with a marble, because you never know how the colours will file. Sometimes they just sort of like roll off when you try and file them, because they take a lot longer to set than the clear. Let's get my structure in. I've put my pinching tool on my pinky finally, which is probably a little bit too late to be fair, but whatevs. Just to get my structure and to keep everything symmetrical, I generally put on my bead and pat it down at the back, and then start stroking it down the nail from the edges inwards, like do the left edge, the right edge, the left edge, the right edge, and slowly working towards the centre. And that generally gives me that nice sort of graduation from the side walls to where the apex is. This one's just going to be a clear nail, so I'm just going to go ahead and do a full sculpted clear nail. We're going to try and do this in one bead, but I didn't get a big enough bead, so never mind. I don't do a lot of one bead application because I don't do a lot of like single colour nails, so it's not something I've had a lot of practice at. I keep having a go though, and I don't think I've actually ever successfully done a one bead application. But I always get cocky and think that I can and have a try instead of just doing two beads like a normal person. So yeah, just swipe from each side until you get like a nice little graduation, like a little hump in the middle. It looks really off centre on video, but it's obviously because the camera's off centre. I do keep knocking the camera at the moment because it's right on my shoulder, so I apologise for that. I'm going to try a new camera angle on my next video. Well, not my next one because that's filmed with this set, but the next video that I film, I'm going to try a different camera angle. See if I can get something a bit better for you. I'm just filling up the sides as well because, like I said, that bead wasn't big enough. It wasn't wide enough. I couldn't spread it wide enough, so I'm just filling up those sides, making sure that my stress area is covered. Because this is the nail that's going to have the art on, and I'll be damned if this breaks. Do you know what I mean? This is the one nail that's getting the most attention for structure because I hate redoing it. And then this is going to be another ombre nail here, so I'll just let you watch this one because it's exactly the same as the pinky.
Perfect. Perfect.
I should have stopped there. I keep swiping this and end up taking a lot of the black off and having to put some more on. I'm sure everybody's done that. But yeah, I should have stopped. This is where I should have stopped. It was perfect. I don't know why I kept doing it. Now I've swiped a load of it off and I'm like, what have I done? So I have to go back in with a little bead of black and just re-blend. I need to just remind myself to do less. Like fuss less and touch it less, and it's always better if you just do less. I'm just going to go ahead and apply the abalone. This client is actually a nail biter, as I'm sure you can tell. Now I did film the prep and everything, but I didn't know whether to upload it or not, because obviously I will be talking about how I prep nail biters. And I do some things slightly different to how I do with other clients, so I don't know whether I should upload it or not, because I'm not qualified for education. I don't know whether I'm straying too much into that sort of side, but I don't know. I might upload it. If you want to see a nail biter prep video my method of nail bite prep, then let me know, because these have stayed on really well. It's been 2 weeks so far, and she's not had any lifting or anything. She sent me a picture the other day. So if you'd like to see it, let me know in the comments. If not, then I probably will wait until I get qualified as an educator or something like that to upload stuff like that. But let me know what you think in the comments. I'm just going to get this one capped. I love watching capping. I don't know why. It's almost as satisfying as the top coat for me. I like how it goes all misty, you know. I don't know. I just really like it. Maybe it's just me. Just move my tool over. Try and get a similar pinch on all of them. Her ring fingers are a lot slimmer than the rest of her nails, so it looks like that's the only one I've pinched, but it's not. I do actually pinch all of them. I'm just checking to see if it deforms when I'm pinching. Just feeling if it's warm, if it's ready to go. And I just pop the pincher on and let it do its thing. I don't squeeze it or anything. You really don't need to. So this one's just another ombre. I'm gonna just do a really light wash of green. It doesn't need to be solid because it's going to be covered in glitter. It's just as a little background colour so that you can't see through in between the glitter. So I'm just going to pop a little wash of green on. I absolutely love this green. I'm going to have to do a set with just this green in, you know, just as it is, not covered in glitter, because it's adorable. I love it. It's like a slime green, not lime green. I love it. I think green's my favourite colour ever. I absolutely adore it. My salon's bright green. Any of my clients that have been, you know exactly what I'm on about. It's literally this green that's, well, it's literally bright green anyway. It's like jungle green. It looks like a lizard room or something. Looks like I've got tropical pets in there. But it's cute, I like it. It's grown on me. It wasn't meant to be that green, it was meant to be a dark green, but it's how paint be, innit? But yeah, I like it a lot. I've got loads of pink accessories in there, so it's green and pink and it looks banging. If anybody's interested in a salon tour video as well, let me know in the comments. I'm just about getting myself together to the point where I am actually willing to let people see it, because I've slowly been decorating it. So yeah, just carefully putting my black on again. It's really thin. It looks really thick on the video, but it isn't. It's so thin. It's just a wash of black. It's so thin, it's not even funny. Like, it looks like a full nail already, but it's nowhere near. Like, if I took the foam off now, it'd just snap. I'm sorry about my hair. Like I said, the camera's right on my shoulder, so I was leaning in to see what I was doing and getting myself in the way. Yeah, I did the same again, did too much, should have done less. There we go. I'll just bob my abalone in. I love doing the thumbs with the designs, especially with big things like abalone, because you can put a giant mama jamma piece in a thumb. You know what I mean? So you can only use little pieces on like pinkies and indexes and stuff, but you can get a right whopping piece in a thumb. I decided to overlap them a bit on this one as well and see how that looked in the nail, and I absolutely loved it, so I'll definitely do that again next time. I'm just going to put some really wet, please excuse my phone again. I'm going to put some really wet acrylic in to sort of like bleed underneath to make sure there's no air bubbles under the abalone. So I just sort of wiggle that in and just let it soak underneath so that there's no gaps in the actual acrylic. And then I'm just going to cap as normal. If you really wanted to make sure these don't move, you could wait for that to dry if you like, but ain't nobody got time for that. And I ain't bothered if they move a little bit, it's fine. I'm quite gentle when I'm capping, so generally I don't have too much of a problem with things wiggling. I don't really press very hard, so just making sure I get all that black covered. See, if I'd have just capped the abalone like that, there'd have been air bubbles underneath, and you know, you're risking breakdown, I guess. Like, obviously I've never had it happen, but to be fair, I've never not done what I've just did, so it's just logic, innit? I absolutely love this abalone under the cap. It's so beautiful. I kind of feel like it looked really good on a matte nail. I might do a matte nail with some abalone one time. Because it'd just be sort of like quietly iridescent. It's beautiful. It's the only beautiful thing to ever come out of a snail, innit? Right, so I'm going to go ahead and put some polish on these clear nails now, because they're going to be sort of a jelly green for now. These are the ones that are going to have the art on. I've done the middle finger on her right hand and the ring finger on her left, because I don't like hands to match. I think that's just basic, innit, you know. But yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and do 2 coats of this, and then I'll clear cap everything with 2 coats of clear on the painted nails, because I am going to buff those for the art, but obviously that'll be in the next video. So this colour is one of the halo ones. I can't remember what it's called. It's one from their summer collection. There's only 5 colours and there's only 1 green, so I will find out what it is and I'll put it in the description. I just cannot remember. But yeah, I absolutely adore this colour. I'm so glad I bought it. It's like my favourite one. I think it's my favourite gel polish that I actually own. I think it's just beautiful, and I love how it's transparent. So you can do like a jelly nail if you want, you know, and it goes on super smooth as well. Like, it don't really streak too much, you know, so you can literally do 1 coat and it's not streaky. It's just transparent. It's beautiful. Absolutely love it. And I like Halo because even though they're cheap, they're not cheap because they're rubbish. They're cheap because they're a small amount, which is really convenient when you're trying to start, because you can just get tons of colours instead of having to buy 12mm and, you know, pay £10-15 whatever. You can buy 7mm for a £5, you know. And I just find, obviously they don't last very long. If it's a colour you're going to use a lot of, like a red or a nude or something, you might want to go with something different. But if you want to get your extreme colours, you know, your random sort of this season only, or, you know, ones that just so you've got them in stock in case anybody wants them, then Halo's a really good idea. They do work really well with Urban Graffiti as well. I've never had any service breakdown. I use the base and top from Urban Graffiti, and because I've just never used the Halo top coat, I just don't see it point in buying 2. So, but yeah, so I've tested them and everything, and they work absolutely fine together. So if anybody wants to do that, that's the thing. So so I know for a fact they're fine. So yeah, I'm just coming in with the top coat now. This is just the non-wipe top coat, it's the glossy. I'll do one coat on the green and then I'll come back and coat everything together once that's cured. I'll just cure that for 30 seconds. It's a 60-second cure, so it's a half cure for the first coat. Same on the other hand, and then I'll come back and do all 5 fingers on each hand and cure for a full 60. I mean, if you didn't want to do any art on these, you could pop some crystals on these nails. I think that would look fantastic. It'd just be a nice sort of black and green gothy cool set. But obviously I've done that on myself, so I need to do something different, don't I? The client decided that she wanted some Cthulhu themed nails, which is amazing. Like, I absolutely adored this set. I love doing stuff like this. Anybody who wants any crazy sets like that, you can feel free to contact me on my Instagram. Or on my Facebook page. Both of them are linked in the description. I give really good discounts for models as well, so if you let me film your nails, you get your nails for a really cheap price. Just because I'm trying to build my YouTube and stuff, and I need interesting content. I don't want to sit here doing mum nails all day, do you know what I mean? So yeah, so if you are interested in seeing the hand painted art as well, I've got a few videos like that on my channel already, but this one's a bit different because I'm working off a different type of reference. I'm sort of winging it a little bit because it's not a set character, and also there is some 3D work on top on this set as well, so if you want to see those, that'll be up in the next few days. I'll put a link in the corner once it's up, so if you're watching this video after that one's up, there'll be a link in the corner now. I just finished top coating, and obviously then I go ahead and do all the cuticle oil, scrubbing, you know, squeaking and all that sort of stuff. And then there should be some photos of the finished product at the end. I didn't take any photos of it at this point because obviously I didn't realise at the time that I was going to split this video. But the photos at the end have got the Cthulhu art on and the 3D and everything, so it'll give you a little preview as to what the next video is like as well. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Obviously if you want to watch to the end you get to see those pictures, but I'll leave you to watch the rest now. So I hope you enjoyed it. All my details for my other social medias in the description box. So yeah, if you like the video, please drop me a like, and if you would like to see more or you want to see the other part of this set, please subscribe to my channel, and I shall see you next time. Bye bye.